это co-founder и сейчас управляющий директор компании Ori, в прошлом CTO этой компании. У Ori опыт построения компании глобальной, сейчас в порядке лидершипа более 400 сотрудников, поэтому есть понимание, как строить большую компанию. И сегодня мы рассматриваем, как строить компанию на ДНК. Это очень интересно, потому что удалось создать такие вот маленькие аутбрейны по всему миру. И поделиться опытом, у вас есть возможность, после того, как Ори расскажет о своей компании, возможности задать вопросы, и пообщаться потом какое-то время, возможно, лично что-то хотите спросить. Ори готов ответить на все вопросы. Поэтому, welcome.
The applause is for you. I didn't make my joke yet. Hello, glad to be here. As Anna presented, I'm Ori Lahav. I'm a co-founder and I'm managing the Israeli office of the Israeli side of Outbrain. We will talk about Outbrain in a minute, but I want to devote this talk to company DNA. Just a quick question for the audience. You're all studying IT? Right? Who studies IT? Okay. Who study, let's say, economics or business? Who is a founder or want to be a founder of a company? Okay, good. So, for those of you who think to build a company or thinks to join a company, make a product, join a team that is starting something new, this talk is going to talk not so much about how to build a product or how to build a product right, or the business right, but how to build the company culture for success. So I'm coming from Outbrain, and I think just to present what Outbrain is and what we do will give somehow good background for this talk, so we'll know what we're talking about. That's us. That's Yaron and myself. We're the co-founders of the company. We founded the company in the summer of 2006. I came from shopping.com, a company that IPO'd in 2004, then was in 2005 acquired by eBay. That's what at the beginning of my career. Yaron is he was founder of a company called Quigo that was acquired by AOL in 2007, and before that he founded Ed Forever, and that's what he did at the beginning of his career. And we both met in the Navy. We did the Navy Academy together. We were Navy officers and good friends along the years. Our background is the Navy. We're all about seamanship, and as sailors, we acknowledge the importance of lighthouse. Lighthouse, for people who sail, is some kind of a reference point, and in a way, it's a metaphor for what happens each one of us, when you build a company, it's the same as sailing at sea. You take different directions because of different conditions. It might be market conditions, competition, sometimes your audience is not right. So you're all the time taking different directions. But what is very, very important is some kind of a reference point that is saying, why did we start the company? And are we still loyal to this, you can say, mission statement, okay? So for Outbrain, that's the lighthouse. Everybody in Outbrain knows that Outbrain enables readers to discover content they can trust to be interesting and relevant. Everything that we do, our business model, our partnerships, our business decisions, and even our technology, the technology that we pick, is all for that cause, okay? For enabling readers to discover content they can trust to be interesting. That's an example of how we do it. We are operating with partnerships with many sites. This is CNN. That's one of the forms where you can see us right below the article, 2 columns of links to other articles. It's a bigger one. One column is referring to other articles within CNN, and the left column is referring to sites or not sites but articles outside of CNN or the publisher we're partnering with. And these links are, we call them paid links, because for every click that is done on these links, someone is paying us, and we are revenue sharing with our partners, the publishers. So that's basically what we do, what we currently do, and that's our business model, which is very simple and straightforward. It wasn't that simple to get there, but eventually, simple business models that are easy to understand, and they are win-win. In our case, win-win-win for each part of the ecosystem. Good recipe for success. That's another form where you can see it as thumbnails, and you can see it in many different forms and designs, but it works. Not only that people click on it, people keep clicking because of the trust generated between this box and the reader, where he knows that behind these links there is interesting content, and there will probably be interesting content on the next click. Just a little glimpse about the size of our network. That's about our reach. We reach about 200 uniques in the United States itself, and 553 million. Millions, okay. 553 million people worldwide. We're operating in 15 countries and expanding. It's it's a big operation. What I can say is that currently have about 450 employees around the world, and it keeps growing. So that's about Outbrain. If you have other questions later, then I'll be happy to answer. But let's talk about DNA and what we call DNA. DNA is a set of behaviors and cultural attributes for people, product, and marketing approaches. When we talk about company culture is not only about how you interact, how people are working together. It also affects how you approach the market, how you build your product, what is important for building product and what is not, how you make product decisions and market decisions. Culture is affecting basically every aspect of the business. Why DNA is so important? DNA is what will affect your execution, how the company operates. And startups, it's all about execution. If you think that a startup is about a good idea, forget it. Usually startups begin with two founders that have an idea that makes it harder for them to sleep. Okay? Founders don't sleep not because they have a lot of work to do. Founders don't sleep because they have a big mission that worries them. So everybody here that considering being a founder, sleeping pills. That's a good idea. But the thing is that to get something from idea to a product or to users using your product takes a lot of execution along the way. And the thing is that usually you get money from some kind of investor, or you bring money from home, but that money buys you a runway, okay, like an airplane runway, where through this runway you have to make a lot of mistakes, okay, and until you get something right, and when you get something right, the airplane flies, okay, but the money you get is the runway for you to, make one mistake, another mistake, and between those mistakes, all you have to do is execution and operation, and to operate fast. Operate fast so you can make mistakes fast, and learn until you get something right. So execution is what makes you operate fast. And execution is all about the team DNA, how the team operates right, operates fast to get to the next learning. It's hopping from one learning to the other, because none of us is that smart that knows everything from the beginning. We have to make mistakes. So we said product and marketing have some needs from the DNA. So things that product needs from the DNA. First is the lighthouse. We spoke about the lighthouse. When you're building a company, invest, a day or two with your co-founder just to think what keeps you up at night and why you are working together to solve what problem. Okay? There is some problem that is bothering you so much that you decided to stay in the pajama the next morning and not go to work and found a startup. Okay. So think about what this is, and this is going to be your lighthouse from now to the next century, okay, or more. This is what will keep you up at night for many years. Sleeping pills, okay. Second is guidelines that are related to the DNA. I'll mention some of those that worked for us in Outbrain. So this is some kind of a lighthouse for us. What in our problem domain, there might be few stakeholders. So in advertising usually, there are advertisers, publishers, and readers. Advertisers are bringing money to the table, publishers are bringing real estate or distribution, and readers are bringing nothing. They just click and enjoy the content. In most advertising ecosystems, advertisers, because of their money, they have the say. Okay, they are the most important. In Outbrain, we flipped it. We said, readers, they are the most important for us. And if we have to take decisions between advertisers, publishers, and readers, the benefit of the reader is the most important. And that affects the product a lot. Another example is guests on blogs or on site. We started with the blogs. We didn't get to CNN until the first day, and we said that we are guests on their site and we behave like guests. We're not breaking the HTML. We're not delaying the site. We're not showing errors inside of their page. We are inheriting the style sheet, so our widget will look as native as it can to the page, etc. Value first, revenue second. We truly believe that if you generate value to somebody, and your product is so valuable that people really use it and use it in mass, revenue will come. Okay? You just can think of how much it took Facebook and Twitter to start generating revenue. But before that, they generated a lot of value to people. Okay? Maximize opportunity, don't maximize risk. In every decision that we take in life, think about your pretty young audience, but you all already took some decisions in life. Okay? You decided to go study whatever you study instead of going to working somewhere, right? And those kind of decisions always involve opportunity and risk. Okay? Everything you take, every decision you take in life involves opportunity and risk. For us, we are favoring always favoring the opportunity and less risk averse. Because being risk averse hold you in one place. You don't move forward. Always thinking and favoring the opportunity will accelerate your progress. Okay? And there are many others. I won't go through all of them, but all these are affecting how all these, you can say, DNA attributes are affecting our product process. We talked about people, so we will talk about people. So the first thing you need from people is to hire them, okay? And that affects a lot about your DNA. So who are the people we are hiring? We have no strict guidelines. In Israel, it's somehow common that when you hire people, some companies say they have to come from a certain army unit, okay, or they need to have such and such degrees in university, or to study in that institute or the other institute. For us, there are no strict guidelines. Everybody can come as long as he fits the description and the DNA. And what is the DNA? We look for people that are smart and get things done. Somebody have bumped into this term, smart and get things done. You can always put people in a scale between being very, very smart, okay? People that can be so smart that sometimes we call them smart asses, okay? Those that can give you explanation on every theory and explain all the reasons for this theory, but they will, you can talk to them forever, but you won't see product, okay? They won't get anything done. They are just so smart. The other side of the scale is people that always get things done, okay? You can be assured that they will get something done, but they will do it the hard way. It will take them a lot of time, and sometimes the things that they will do won't be reusable, for instance. So we look for something in the middle, people that are smart, are both smart and they know how to get things done. Okay? To get things, you can say to get things done, to get it done right. We look for team players that we can work for, that we would love to work with. They will be interesting people to talk to, and also, just fun to work with. We are all spending so much time at work, so why not enjoying it? Okay. We're looking for people that we can learn from them. Hiring people that are, we always hire people that are stronger than us, okay? That are smarter than us, that we can learn more from them. That way we enlarge what I call the toolbox of the company. For the company to face future challenges, you need a large toolbox. Okay, every plumber that you bring home is good not because he is smart or because he costs a lot or because many people talk about him. He's good because he's got a big toolbox, and this toolbox can open every screw that you think, and with his toolbox he can fix every problem. So each one of us has a toolbox, and the company toolbox is a union of all the toolboxes that the company's people have. So we always look for better people that can enlarge our toolbox, and we will talk about this toolbox a lot. We look for people that are eager for challenges, and we have some kind of a contract with those people. They are They come because they are eager for challenges, and we're responsible for giving them challenges. Okay, so they know it's not going to be easy for them working with us, but it's going to be a big fun because they like challenges. So we hire them, and they're smarter than us, and all we need now is to let them rock, not interrupt them, because that's why we hire them. The more we empower them, the more we let them rock and do and manage their domains, the faster they'll grow. They'll be even better than us, because eventually what they do is what we do. So it's becoming one unit, and mostly because if you want to build solid business, you have to make sure it's being built on solid human foundations. Eventually, company, its business, its technology, its assets, all built on its human resource. When companies buy companies, there are very rare cases when companies buy companies for other assets than the human resource. Your code, your patents, your business worth nothing without the people that is operating it. We have to, in order to maintain those toolboxes and make it larger and larger, we set something that we call it knowledge-eager organization. We always maintain the knowledge of the team and the knowledge of each one in the team, and a few examples about how we do it. So, ignore the Hebrew writing, but the presentation was first built for Hebrew-speaking audience. We talked about challenges. We always challenge people, and if we talk specifically about when you're challenging your people, you're expanding the company's ability to do anything. And from challenge to challenge, you're growing the set of abilities of the company and getting ready for the next challenge. For each individual, challenges are hard, okay? We all know that challenges are hard, but at the end of every challenge there is a little reward. And we're not giving any material rewards, but the guys know that the rewards at the end of each challenge is the learning, okay? You're always learning something new when you're doing, when you challenge yourself. And so think about it like in everything you do in life. Okay, when you challenge yourself, think about the little reward, and you can say that this reward is the little tool that you get and add it to your toolbox. Okay? There is a photographer here. She can tell you how much rewarding it is to get a new lens or a new flash or a new something for you to put in your photography bag. So that's the same thing that happens when we are facing new challenges. Always send your people to learn. There are many opportunities to learn, so we send them courses. Last month we did a full week that we stopped the work at the company. We are operating in Israel, and in Israel you don't celebrate Christmas and New Year, and so we continue work, but all our business around the world is on vacation. So we say, okay, that's a good opportunity to stop working on product and features and things for the customers. We take every year those 2 weeks and we do things that are just we're just taking care of the technology. So this year we devoted it for learning. We stopped everything, and for a full week the whole team was learning. We brought courses into the company, and the team was just learning new technologies, new methodologies for a full week. We send the guys for conferences. Conferences are good because in conferences you have the ability to also mingle with people and create relationships, and if you maintain these relationships, you learn more along the way. We do tech talks every Thursday afternoon. We stop everything. We have coffee together, some announcements, and then we do a tech talk. Somebody from the team or from outside the team is coming and speaking about some kind of technology and teaching the team. We also established something called IL Tech Talks for other companies to share knowledge one with each other within the Israeli high-tech industry, and it's one big knowledge celebration in the whole industry in Israel. And Israel is quite small, so it takes maximum an hour drive from one company to the other. So it's not a big deal. We have learning days like I told you about. We do take-ins. Take-ins is sometimes you call it post-mortems or debriefs. In technology, shit happens. Okay. Technology is there to break. Every technology system is bound to break. You need to consider it the next time you board an airplane. Technology will break. The good thing from that is it's a good opportunity to learn from it and improve. So each time we have some kind of a failure that we need to learn from, the people who were involved in causing the problem and fixing the problem, usually it's the same people, are gathering together, trying to describe what happened, trying to describe how they fixed it, and what learnings they can do in order for this to not happen again. It requires a lot of honesty and non-blaming atmosphere, but it's very, very important for us all to improve. When there is a significant event and a significant learning we can do, they also present it to the whole team, so the whole team can learn and improve. So we hire people, we let them rock, we make sure we maintain their knowledge. Now we have to keep them fired up, okay, to keep them rolling and interested and doing the right things. So we are always keeping the balance, okay? And when I'm saying balance, usually people say, okay, you're going to talk about work-life balance. No. Work-life balance is trivial. People have families, people have their own things. We're not hurting that. But we are talking about the balance between maintaining the system that has to be done, and that's for engineers, it's considered, you know, the dirty work. Between product development, developing new features, developing new products, and learning. Engineers love learning, okay? But you all the time have to keep the balance between all those three, because all those three have to be done. We do quality time, like I told you, these 2 weeks at the end of every year. We give spare time for private projects. We do, usually once or twice a year, we do hackathons. Hackathon, you know what hackathon is?
Yes.
So we do hackathons for internal, for the whole team. It's a good opportunity to, you know, to see that you're able and to acknowledge that you're able to produce product, full operating product in 2 days, in a team of 5. Usually they work in larger teams. Usually they have more dependencies between one team to the other. It looks for them like a drag that keeps them from delivering. So it's very important for them to see that we can do something very fast, 2 days, and it's working. And they also learn a lot, and we try to mix the hackathon teams between different teams, so they won't work with the people that they usually work with, and it's great fun. We always let them to meet the business side. So engineers in bigger companies tend to, you know, stay around their desk, code, and sometimes they tend to forget what they are coding for. Okay, what is the product? Who is selling the product? And who is and who are the customers of this product? And it's very important to keep them meeting our business side, that is interaction with clients all the time. So we bring business people in, we fly them from the US or wherever in the world just to meet and talk to the engineering people. We do company meetings, video conferences. Every month there is a global company meeting, 450 people gathering on video and speaking, and it's an opportunity to get to know other sides of the business, and also a good opportunity to hear Yaron, the CEO, speaking to the team, talking to them about vision and that kind of stuff. And we do what we call swaps. Swap is every quarter, one engineer and somebody from our business side are switching seats. Okay?
For how long?
The engineer is traveling to either US or somewhere else in the world, and have the team there. Somebody from there is coming to Israel, sitting with the engineering team, and they have an opportunity not only to know each other, have dinners, have some fun together, go to trips, but also to experience the other side, work routine. So engineers it's an opportunity for them to join sales calls or sales meeting, and they always come back and they're very inspired by, oh, somebody really uses the product that we sell, and those people from the other side of the ocean, they really know their job. Okay, it's very important because they don't see these people next to the coffee machine, and they don't know what hurdles they have, and suddenly say, oh, they're great salesmen. I'm feeling proud that I'm part of such team. Between management and team, there is always the tension of trust. Okay, how much you trust them, and we hire them because they are better than us, and we trust them that they can do it, and we're not picky about small things. So work-life balance. If they need, they can work from home. It's okay. They don't have to show up to the office, and that kind of things that are helping people keep the balance between work and their life. We get them all the equipment they want in order to excellate and deliver. So, chair. This is basic. Okay, an engineer that is sitting all day long needs a good chair, and a heavy guy like me knows what it means. A chair that you're sitting in all day gets broken, or if it's not comfortable, you get into the ache or whatever. So it's basic. Operating system. In many big corporates, the IT defines the operating systems that you will work on. We say no. The IT is the service for the people. They will pick the operating system that is good for them. So you can find in Outbrain Mac, 2 different or 3 different versions of Linux and 3 different versions of Windows, and everybody works on what's the best for them. Phone, cellular phone. In Israel, it's not a biggie. It's not that expensive, but we truly believe that if they develop something, they will need to operate it. Okay, to make sure, call it, if you build it, you run it, and we'll talk about it. They have to make sure that in production, their services, the services that are building the components in the system, works properly. And if it alerts at any time of the day, they should be alerted. Waking up, standing up, and fixing it. So they have shift schedules, and within this shift schedule, every time of the day, there is somebody that is responsible to answer those alerts. So we have to give them the tools to do it, and smartphone is a great tool. So they can be approachable at any time, etc. Many other things that give them. Work from home, talked about it, and many other things. kids are allowed in the office anytime. And they usually like the food in the office. They like all the playing areas, the video games, and during school vacations, the office is a playground. Okay, dogs are also allowed. Have fun. It's also part of things we do. Company events. We make sure that families and spouses are part of the company atmosphere. So sometimes you don't acknowledge that, but families and spouses are, especially in a country like Israel, where all the business is abroad, it's in different time zones. Families and spouses take big part in the load that the company produces on its employees. And at your absence, whether it's business trips or just have meetings throughout the evening and night, the family loads is on your spouses and families. So we make sure we pay back, and we do events, or sometimes a weekend in a resort somewhere with spouses to connect them back to the company, and it's an opportunity to say thank you. We do lunches together. Lunch is very important culture point every day. It's kind of a break, and it's time to gather together and have some social time with one another. Once every 2 weeks, we're doing we call it a mingling lunch. Our admins are taking random names from all the company, and they're mixing groups that are not organic groups of people that usually don't lunch together. And those mixes, because we are growing and people don't, 150 people only in Israel is a lot. People don't know each other already. And they don't drink coffee together or having lunch every day. So once every 2 weeks, we're mixing them and sending small groups to have lunch together, so they can get to know each other. We have fun zones in the office, ping pong table, or a big terrace, or video games room for people to relax. It's written here, guests hospitality. When we have guests, we make sure we give them a good time. We spend time together with them. We take them for trips to see Israel around with the team, dinners, etc. We make sure we connect them to the team. Okay, that's our video games room. More stuff. Trust the other side. So this is John. John was our first business development guy, and John is a fisherman. The thing is that when John feels confident, he catch big fish. Okay. And for business guys, sales guys, if they feel confident that they have a good product to sell and the product will deliver, they sell like hell. Okay? So, yeah, business side have to feel confident, have to feel that they can trust the rest of the technical team to produce the product and be there to support it. So we have two sides of this contract, you can say. We as we as technology team, we promise to be responsive for their request. On the other side, they don't sell features we don't have. Okay. Sometimes sales guys wants to sell so much, so they promise something that the product can deliver, and that pushes the technology or the R&D side of the company with its back to the wall, and they need now to deliver something that they are not sure they can deliver. Okay, and that breaks trust between the two parts of the company. We don't promise zero failures. As we said, technology is bound to break, but what we do promise is to be there to fix it and to fix it fast. So we keep high alertness of the technology team to anything that can break. It doesn't break so often, but when it breaks, the team is there to fix, and there can be big breakages that have high revenue and income effect on the company. So we make sure that we are there to fix it and fix it fast. Technology is fully open source based. Open source is also bringing many challenges of things you should learn fast and try and not don't depend on somebody else like a vendor that you think you paid for him to solve all your problems, but eventually it doesn't happen. So that's part of our technology stack, and it's all open source based. From Linux to Java to whatever, even to our load balancers and firewalls in the data centers that are all open source software. We do continuous development, continuous deployment. Continuous deployment basically means a developer is responsible for everything he develops. They develop the code, they commit it to the source control, they test it, they make sure it's validated, they build the automatic testing, and if they think that the code is ready to production, they push it to production. There are no stoppers and nobody in the process that tells them not to deploy or not to push their code. That makes us deploy maybe 100 times a day. New code is pushed to production. Whenever a developer finishes developing code, boom, it's there to production. How many of you are working in companies, software companies? How many times you deliver code to your users, or?
1 week.
Huh? Once a week?
Once a week, 2 weeks.
Okay. Any other?
20 times by day.
20 times a day? Okay, that's cool. Okay, it's nice. So, in our brain, as the team grows, more developers are pushing more code, and it grows and it grows. Okay. QA is not a gatekeeper. We have QA engineers, but they are a tool for the developer to do quality assurance. However, the one that says the code is ready is the developer. It's not the QA engineer. Developers are accountable for their code quality. Okay, the blaming game. Developer can say, "Oh, the feature or the product broke because QA didn't do a good QA." You developed the crappy code. Okay, so it's the quality of your code, so fix it. Automation rules here. If you want to push code to production at that rate, it has to be all automated. And we have a developer can commit code to production and to the source control, and it will automatically be pushed to production if needed. The whole fast cycles are fostering change. When you take off all the stoppers between the developer and production, the developer can change the system all the time and be very, very responsive to things that happen, and it keeps you from being stagnant. You become very, very responsive. End-to-end ownership. If you build it, you run it. I mentioned it before. Developers are alerted for the system, the subsystems that they own. Operation engineers they own the infrastructure, and infrastructure begins from the data center networking, the machines themselves, and that's the systems they own. So if the network breaks, they get alerted. If there is a hardware fault, they get alerted. If the systems that call it the infrastructure systems are breaking, they're the ones that get alerted. So operation engineers and developers they all own subsystem. We have a massive monitoring system. In order to get alerts and the alerts will be pushed to you, you need to monitor everything. So we have about 2 million metrics that are measured every minute and being sent to our monitoring system. So we can monitor everything all the time. Everybody's on call schedule, okay? Everybody can be waking up sometime because something failed. I think that's all. Yeah, they're hiring.
Thank you.
We have, by the way, a technology blog, techblog.advent.com. You can go read there about new stuff coming in. And that's time for questions.